going on, everyone? We're back. I'm here bringing another NBA, bringing on another Madden 22 video. In today's video, we are going to be doing a Matt Corral career simulation. So a little bit about it is that we're going to go look at the settings right quick. I'm going to show y'all what I did. So I'm not going to be controlling anything. It's just going to be the computer. We're just going to go through every season until Matt Corral retires. And if Matt Corral ends up going to like a different team, like the Jets, I'm just naming teams, the Jaguars or something, we're going to go to that team and we're going to go and control that team. So as y'all can see, everything's on auto except sim. I'm a advanced league, of course. So let's get into it, man. So if you're new to the channel, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the Matt Corral career simulation. So I can't even adjust him and do anything. So we don't even know when Matt Corral's going to start, because right now he's a third string quarterback behind Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. And I believe they both have 1 year left on their deals, if I'm not mistaken. They were in the same draft. So I think they were, yeah, it was Baker and then Barkley and then Sam Darnold. So if we go to re-sign players, we could check real quick and see if we have to re-sign Baker and them. So Baker does need to be re-signed. Maybe they let him walk, and I believe Sam Darnold does too. So maybe Matt Corral can get the start after this year, man. But honestly, we're just gonna send the first season and see how it gets there, and we'll see y'all pretty much at the end of every season. So we did make it already to the end of the first season, kinda, and it looks like we made the playoffs at 8 and 9. Which does kind of suck, because that means they're going to try to re-sign Baker and stuff. But we're just going to advance. If we make it to the Super Bowl, I will go and look. We will go into the game and look at it. But if we don't, you know, we're really not going to. And we lost by 3 points. Actually, that's not really bad. We can go see what they did real quick, and then we'll look at the stats, because Matt Corral didn't play at all. We already know that. So in the wild card, we lost by 3. I'm pretty sure Baker threw a pick or something. Actually, he didn't. Baker had 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked twice. Did we fumble any? No. DK Metcalf and Zeke went off. Both of them went off. DK Metcalf, Christian McCaffrey, CD Lamb, Gallup had. Who cares about that? We're looking for the Panthers. Rashawn Higgins was our leading receiver. DJ Moore had a touchdown. And honestly, it might have just been that we got sacked. We could see if Baker Mayfield fumbled, if he got sacked, and he didn't. So I guess it's just whoever had the ball last scored, and the Cowboys had the ball last and they scored, which isn't too bad, honestly. But let's go look at these stats and see if see what they did. I know Matt Corral didn't do anything. So yeah, it was just Baker, 38 and 6. That's pretty nice, man. That's pretty nice. But hopefully we didn't re-sign Baker. We'll look and everything. So advance to we'll go to the Super Bowl and see who's in the Super Bowl. But Matt Corral needs to be starting, man. And it would be nice to get him starting, but who knows. It's the Cowboys versus the Titans. So let's advance to next week, and we'll see who won the Super Bowl. Pretty sure the Titans will win. Like, Cowboys won't win. And the Cowboys won, wow. So the Cowboys are Super Bowl champs. It would be a blessing if that ever happened, but I don't know, man. But let's go to next week, and I really can't go through anything. Like I said, I'm not in charge of anything. So what I'll do is I'll usually just sim through the offseason here. Y'all can stay and look if y'all want. We'll just go through everything, honestly, and we'll sim to next season, because we're not in charge of anything. Like y'all saw, everything was on auto. So the computer's going to sign free agents. They're going to trade. They're going to do everything. So we'll look through the transactions and everything once we get to that stage. But I'm kind of curious to see if we actually can get to that stage, you know. So Matt Corral should be starting. Like, he should go up a little bit, even though he didn't get no playing time with the practices and the simulations and stuff. He should be getting some type of like upgrade. He should be like a 72, maybe 73. We'll look and see what his overall is. Maybe he's a backup now. And this is the preseason, so let's go look at the transactions and see if we made any. It should show us, right? I guess the game is like going really slow or something. Yeah, it's about to crash. It's frozen. There it was. It was loading pretty slow. So let's go back to transactions and see what we did. We're in the NFC North, but we can just go to Panthers. And I kind of hope they didn't re-sign Baker. Like, he did have a really good season, but they signed a free agent left guard. We signed Anthony Hitchens. We signed OJ Howard. That's pretty cool. We signed a receiver. They released, yeah, so we really didn't do anything. I'm curious to see if they actually re-signed Baker. I wonder if it shows it or not, and I don't think they did. So Baker might be gone, and it's gonna be Matt Corral's time here in Carolina, man. I couldn't even think. So let's pray and cross our fingers that Matt Corral is the best quarterback on this team. And he's the only quarterback on this team, and he's a 68 overall. So we finally get to see Matt Corral here in Carolina. Can he take over and take this team to the playoffs, man? Let's go to next week. Let's send to the regular season and see if they actually like get a backup quarterback. Hopefully they don't sign someone out of free agency that's higher than Matt Corral. We're going to look and see how the roster set. We're just going to go to adjust lineup and see how it's set. So please be Matt Corral. So we have Matt Corral, and they haven't been upgrading the players, so I'm gonna just hit Y and upgrade on myself. We drafted a center. We have DJ Moore and all this. The computer should be upgrading them. I don't know why they're not. This team isn't bad. Hopefully Matt Corral can get us to the promised land. He has a whole hell of a career to get ahead of him, man. So we'll just go to upgrade players if they never really do it, and we'll just always hit Y. It's just they can upgrade them. The computer should be upgrading them on their own, so I don't know why they're not. But let's go to the playoffs, man, and see what happens. We made it to the end of the season, and we went 8-9, which technically, if we would have won 2 more games, we would have actually made the playoffs. And I also don't know why the computer doesn't upgrade the players. They're supposed to upgrade them, and they just don't. Unless they just all got that at the end. Let me go check and see if I actually have that on where the computer upgrades them themselves. I might have not even put that on. But we didn't make the playoffs. We're going to look at his stats and all that and see what happens. So yeah, I didn't have it on, as y'all can see, so I just turned them on. So we're here. I didn't have the auto play progression on. That's why they weren't progressing them. So let's go look and see what Matt Corral did. Kind of hope he did somewhat of a decent job. 38 touchdowns is not bad. 38 and 13 isn't bad. 4,000 passing yards. That's not bad at all. He did get sacked 37 times. Chris McCaffrey did his thing. 1,700 yards. Dang. 13 touchdowns. No fumbles. DJ Moore and Braxton Burris, I don't know, had 800 yards receiving, and Chris McCaffrey had 700. Jesus. This guy had like 2,500 total yards on the ground. That's wild. But Matt Corral's doing his thing here, and hopefully he gets an extension. He does have like 2 years left on his deal. So let's just go to the Super Bowl, and we'll see who gets in the Super Bowl. And honestly, after we see who's in the Super Bowl this year, we'll probably skip it until it's like our turn. So it's the Ravens and Falcons. The Falcons got it in their second year. That's crazy. So we're an 85 overall team, man. Matt Corral should be a good upgraded quarterback by now. And the Falcons beat the Ravens. That's pretty interesting. So honestly, all that's next is we're just going to next season, man. I'll see y'all when we're at the next season. So we still have why haven't they? I don't know. This game's kind of glitchy. It hasn't even upgraded yet. So let's look at league history, and then we'll back out because it's going to be glitchy and slow. Madden's really slow right now because it just came out, and it's going to be a glitchy game. So let's just back out whenever it pops up. But if y'all want to see some other career simulations, just let me know. I'll do some more career simulations and stuff. And I'll also be yeah, that's not what I want to see. Desmond Ridder was the Super Bowl MVP. We just did a video on the Falcons, and they didn't even make the playoffs. That's crazy. And now they won the Super Bowl with Desmond Ridder. So let's look at league transactions and see what happens. If y'all want more career simulations and more rebuilds, just let me know, and I'll do them for y'all. But with the Panthers right now, so we released some players. Kenny Robinson. Yeah, who did we sign? Did we sign anyone in free agency? I guess we have no money. Did we trade anybody? We didn't trade. We didn't franchise tag. We didn't re-sign anybody. So I don't know why they're not re-signing players. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. But let's advance to the regular season. And the computer should be doing everything on their own. Everything's on auto, as y'all saw. So I don't know why they're not making moves or doing anything. Maybe they're trying to save money for Matt Corral. But I'm curious to actually see what happens. So we still got more upgrades, and I don't even know who we play week 1. But we'll just upgrade them here. 4 players are upgraded. I'm curious. We play the Chiefs week 1. That's crazy. Matt Corral. Let's see what his overall is. Should be a good 73. That's all right. I want to see how many years he has left on his contract. Matt Corral has 2 years left remaining on his contract. His overall interest coming back isn't that high, so he might be actually gone. And I just want to look at his stats and see what his passing stats are real quick. So his passing stats are 90 throw power, 81 deep, 86 mid, 82 short. That's not bad. I'm 26 years old. Matt Corral led us to another 8-9 record, another subpar record out there. And it's just looking like Matt Corral is not the answer here in Carolina. He had 4,300 passing yards. He had 33 touchdowns, 13 picks. He's putting up good stats, man. Maybe it's just they're not putting enough around him. Christian McCaffrey fumbled 5 times. That's pretty bad. DJ Moore did have over 1,000 yards. Here's the rest. The rookie. I think he's a rookie at 832 yards. But he was sacked 48 times. That's miserable. We got to put a better team around Matt Corral if we want to win. He has 1 year left, and we probably pick up the 5th year option. He moves. The Cowboys won another Super Bowl beating the Chargers. I wish that was real, man. So sim to next season. And that's pretty much all we have to do is just sim. The Panthers actually finally made some moves. They signed Kendrick Bourne to a 3-year deal. They signed Chris Jackson. They signed a left guard who's a free agent. So we've been making some moves. We got Denzel Mims from the Jets, Derek Barnett from the Eagles. It's not bad, but it's not great. They signed Jared Goff. Oh man, I hope that doesn't mean he's gonna start. Honestly, they signed Cedric Wilson. They signed Darius Slay. So they're actually starting to make some moves out there. And did we trade anybody? We didn't trade anybody. So I'm curious, and I really hope that he's not starting, man. Like, if they're really going to start Jared Goff, he's a good quarterback. I mean, he's good because of what we have him for. Please just tell me Matt Corral still starting, not Jared Goff. Like, please. Thank God he's still starting. He's a 75. Jared Goff's a 74. So it's not the end of the world that he's actually up there. I just hope Jared Goff doesn't have any upgrades because they might put him ahead of us if he has upgrades. And he doesn't. It's just these two. So Matt Corral, this is his final year unless he doesn't get an extension in Carolina. So hopefully Matt Corral can go out and win this team. Let's actually look at the roster and depth chart. I haven't really looked at that. See what they put around Matt Corral so far. So it's Matt Corral clearly with Christian McCaffrey's at 99. The backup running backs at 73. OJ Howard's at fullback at 82. DJ Moore's at 93. Kendrick Bourne, Cedric Wilson. They got some new targets out there. Tommy Trimble's at 81. I kind of do like Tommy Trimble a lot. And the offensive line is not bad. Our left tackle's at 88, 76, 79. We could have went the other way, but it is what it is. We have an 82 right guard, and our offensive line is very solid. We shouldn't be getting sacked 60 times. Brian Burns is a 95, who's a beast. Derek Barnett, it's an upgrade, I suppose. Derek Brown's a beast, and Malik McDowell. I don't know. I suck with names. I really do. I think the Seahawks drafted him a couple years back. Mike Carr, they drafted a rookie out of Arkansas. Oh, he's been here a couple years. So we drafted him a couple years ago. 87 speed, 79 overall. Troy Anderson, not really what you want in the middle line. 93 speed, I beg a pardon. He is what you want in the middle linebacker. Troy Anderson, Shaq Thompson, and then Darius Slay's here, and along with Isaiah Rodgers. And that means they let J.C. Horn go. They really let J.C. Horn go. That's kind of makes me mad. They let J.C. Horn go, but Jeremy Chin's here for a while. Hopefully he stays. But this is a team they built around Matt Corral, so let's go out and see if we can actually make the playoffs this year. We'll go to 9-1. That's crazy. I guess I didn't rebuild the Falcons right, apparently. So we're 9-8 with the Panthers. We do have some upgrades. We will look at that real quick. And I do like how we finally made the playoffs. Hopefully we can get past the Cowboys. The Cowboys are just winning Super Bowls in Madden. It's crazy. If you look at Matt Corral's stats, Matt did 34 and 14, so he's been consistent with 30 touchdowns. I like a little more touchdowns though, you know, like maybe hit that 40 range once. Kendrick Bourne was our best receiver. DJ Moore must have got hurt. So injuries are part of this. Injuries are part of the game as well. So I left injuries on. If y'all don't want injuries on, I can always turn them off. Just let me know. So let's sim to next week and see if we can win. Could we please get past the Cowboys? We are 89 overall. We are an 85, I believe, 86. I didn't really see. We were 88 and we lost by 7 yet again. If we could go look at the stats to see what Matt Corral did. I really thought we would beat the Cowboys. 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's not bad. He only missed like what nine passes. He was 33 for 24 for 33. And he was 24 for 33. And then, I mean, McCaffrey really got stuffed in the run game. And then receiving wise, it was McCaffrey, Wilson, and Moore. So, I mean, his completion percentage was right. He was all right. But did he get an extension? That's the thing. We got to go by slow in these rebuilds to see, in this curve simulation, to see if Matt Corral actually got an extension. So let's look at the Panthers. Derek Carr got a 1-year extension. But did Matt Corral get an extension? Matt Corral's here for a while, man. He signed for 3 years, $17 million. That's really cheap for a quarterback. And we did get our left tackle back as well, and Darius Slay. So we got the whole crew coming back, DJ Moore. So let's go out and win. Matt Corral got 3 years left. By that time, he will be 30 years old. So let's go to the we'll see you out the next season, man. So we made it to the regular season. We took on the Bucks the first week of the season, and honestly, I really like the way this team is. It's not too bad. It's not too great, but with Matt Corral, he's like a 77 overall now. And they drafted a quarterback. We have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, so Matt Corral, this job is in jeopardy. Christian McCaffrey's left us, man. Christian McCaffrey is gone. We're going to go look and see what happened in transactions, but I just don't know why. This is a team, man. This team is not bad at all. The defense is better. We got Jalen Ramsey, though. Maybe we traded Christian McCaffrey for Jalen Ramsey. That would be something cool, man, if that actually happened. But maybe we have no safeties. Holy. Is that Deion Sanders Jr.? Damian Sanders. So we have no safeties, which will probably hurt us. Jeremy Chin's gone. Did they trade both of them, like Jeremy Chin and McCaffrey, for Jalen Ramsey? Jameis Winston was traded to the Eagles. Eagles released Kellen Mond. The only trade they have is that one. So did we like? We had to have signed him. Go to sign, and we go to the Panthers, and I don't know where Christian McCaffrey went, but that's gonna suck. So I think it was a trade. We did trade. If Christian McCaffrey's on the Rams, it was a trade. And it just doesn't show it because it was in the off season. So let's go and look. I probably could have looked before the what do you call it? So if we look at the Rams, no. So maybe it wasn't. Somehow we got, I don't know where Christian McCaffrey went. Let's just go to all and see where he went. So Christian McCaffrey went to the 49ers. That's interesting. He's 30 years old and he's on the Niners now. But Matt Corral is one of Joe Burrow's on the Falcons. That's why they're winning games. But Matt Corral is a 77 overall, 27-year-old. So that's not bad. His stats are getting a little better. His mid accuracy is the best. But let's see, man. Let's see whenever Matt Corral. So we're going to start going slower in these and see what happens in the offseason. So let's go to the playoffs, man. So we did not make the playoffs yet again. We are 83 overall. Did we make any moves? It's kind of frustrating not making moves or not doing anything. So I don't think we made any trades or anything, but I don't know if we cut anyone or released or re-signed anyone. So we got some practice squad players. We didn't really make any moves. We re-signed Troy Anderson, re-signed Derek Brown, and we re-signed Ramsey for a year and Brian Burns for 3 years, $60 million. That's not bad. We just have to try to go out there and do some stuff. So we'll send them to the offseason so we can see if they make any moves. And we'll go week by week just to see if they make any type of moves. Or if Matt Corral, some magically reason, retires. Because this is like the first stage where everyone retires, I believe. And the Patriots beat the Bucks in the Super Bowl. So if you go to retired players, you could see that no one retired. So we're going to go on to the next week. And we'll see what happens. It's usually where it happens. We'll just go to next week. And the off season, I know Matt Corral's not going to retire, but I just want to see if like what stage they retire at. We don't really know when they're going to retire, and they need to fix this, man. Like the league's already glitching up. Oh, I think I hit league history instead of league transactions. So here's the retirements. Travis Kelce retired. Some big names have retired. Khalil Mack, Aaron Jones. So Derrick Henry, Matt Corral could be up there retiring soon, man. Panthers, no one retired from us, but Matt Corral's going on 28 now. So he has about a good 4 years left. Well, I guess we could always come here to see if they retire. We could stay in the preseason because I went to check, and you can stay in the preseason to see if they retired. And so for the Panthers, let's see if we made any type of moves. I doubt it. Matt Corrall's on the last year of his deal, so he's gonna have to get an extension if they want him. Yeah, these are just players we drafted, generated players. So we didn't make any moves, but we did already re-sign who we needed, so it's not the end of the world. So honestly, the roster isn't too bad. Hopefully Matt Corrall's still a starter, and at this point he needs to produce because he's only a 78. He's not going up at all, and is he even like a star or superstar? He's just normal, so he's not really producing. He's been in the league 5 years. He's 28 years old, and he's only normal development. That's not really good. So let's go on and see what we could do, man. We still got Jalen Ramsey. Do we get any other safeties? We got Jabril Peppers. They didn't show us signing Jabril Peppers. And we got Jeremy Chin back. I guess he was out for the season. So this should be the year for us. Darius Slay left. And we did get this rookie, I believe. Is he a rookie or second year? He's a 4-year vet we got out of free agency. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see you go out and compete. And honestly, it's boom or bust with this team. So let's go out and try to compete for a Super Bowl, man. Again, we have a better record than the Cowboys, but they got the top threat in Micah Parsons. Our offensive points per game it's all right, man. 27 points a game. They had 31. We're about in the middle of the pack of average. Our defense was top 10. It was number 7, but our offense was ranked number 20. So let's see if Matt Corral actually stepped up. Was he even in the MVP votes or anything? Let's see. So he had 37 and 11. I don't think he was. 600 yards. Let's see if he didn't win Rookie of the Year because he didn't play his rookie. I was gonna see if he's won any awards, and the only award is he's been drafted in the 3rd round. Yearly awards. Was he even in the MVP votes? Baker Mayfield went to Seattle. That's interesting. Matt Corral was not in the MVP vote, sadly, but it is what it is. Could we get past the Cowboys for the first time, man? We have not yet to get past Dallas. So let's see if we can go to next week and get past Dallas and maybe win a Super Bowl. So we finally got past Dallas. We beat them 45-30. Matt Corral probably had a field day out there, passing the ball, of course. Matt Corral didn't really do that well. I mean, he didn't do bad, but he only had 243 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only missed 10 passes. He was sacked twice. His 25 was his longest. It was the running back. Davis Price had 166 yards for us. Receiving was Lamar Presley, and then Tommy Trimble and Caleb Ellington. So it wasn't really much out there. It was just the defense, I guess, was all over the place. So next we are going to actually play against the Packers. We are an 83 overall. I thought we'd be a little higher, but could we get past the Packers? I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is gone, and we lose to the Packers 21-7. That's a bummer, man. That's really a bummer. I kind of want Matt Corral to be a MVP. We lost to Drew only had 5 yards. We lost to Tyler Huntley. Matt Corral had 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 162 yards. Isaiah Spiller for them. Davis didn't do much. It was just not even a good game. There's not even a point in looking. We lost to Tyler Huntley. Yeah, man. So our contract was extended. Let's see if anyone made the Pro Bowl. Actually, did Matt Corral make a Pro Bowl? We'll look and see the Pro Bowl real quick and view the Pro Bowl roster and see. So the quarterbacks were Baker, Dak, and Burrow. So we didn't get him. No. Kenneth Walker went to a 94. That's crazy. Not even our receivers made it, so kind of sucks, kind of bummed out. But Matt Corral, I believe this, we'll send to the offseason because I believe this was the last year of his contract, so he should be getting an extension. If he didn't, we're kind of screwed, I believe. So we're going to go to, this is the re-sign stage, so we'll go to next week and see if they actually re-signed him. And if they didn't, I don't know what to say, man. Like, it's going to be pretty crazy if we didn't re-sign him. League transactions. The Packers won the Super Bowl with Tyler Huntley. Panthers. Did we get an extension with Matt Corral? And it looks like Matt Corral has not signed an extension. That's not good, man. Matt Corral did not get an extension, so we might be going somewhere else, man. We might be having to go sim with another team, and so let's go to next week, man, and see if Matt Corral signed anywhere. Maybe he retired. I should have looked at retirements, but the retirements are at this stage. I'm doubted he retired. Yeah, Matt Corral did not retire. Cooper Kupp retired. Panthers. This thing takes forever sometimes. Like, come on. Panthers, no one retired. So do we get anyone? We released these players. Matt Corral. I don't know, man. Maybe they did sign to extension. We'll see. Can I even look at the roster? Let's see if Matt Corral's even here to begin with, honestly. So Matt Corral is here, so I guess he did get another extension, so we just didn't see it. He's at 80 overall with the morale boost. I guess next year's the last year of his contract, so he got one more year and then that's the end of it. So let's just go on to next season, man. The Falcons and them did it, but we didn't. They made it. Yeah, man, the Bucks had the bye week and the Falcons made the playoffs and we just barely missed it at 10-7. Matt Corral, we'll see if he got his extension right now. If he didn't, he's probably going to be gone or something. So Panthers, let's see if we got an extension. And it looks like we made a trade. We signed someone from our practice squad. And we re-signed Troy. Yeah, so Matt Corral did not get an extension. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So let's look at his stats and see if he was even close to an MVP candidate, maybe. Because 10-7 is not a bad record. 31 touchdowns, that's a career low. 31-10, that's kind of bad. Our running back did have 1,000 yards, but he had 31-10. But I mean, it's not bad. But Madden wise, I guess you could say it's bad. Because quarterbacks usually throw for like 40 to like 35 to 40 touchdowns. So he was not in the MVP votes, Matt Corral. It's just getting more and more intense because he's hitting 30 this year. And it is the last year of his championship. The last year of his contract. So we'll see if he ends up going somewhere else. Maybe he goes somewhere where he has a better team around him. The Panthers really haven't been putting much around him. So we got to advance to next week and we'll see the moves that have been made. Maybe he says, I'm going to hang it up at age 30. He doesn't want to get hit anymore. Or maybe he just wants to go out and compete. Who knows? But I'm curious to see what he does. So let's see. The Falcons are just winning Super Bowls, man. That's crazy. Miles Jack retired. Jalen Ramsey retired for us. We can just go to Panthers and see everything. So Jalen Ramsey retired. And that was pretty much it. We did not get any. Matt Corral might be gone, man. Like that's going to be huge. A huge hit for us. It's not even going to be for us. It's going to be for him. So we'll sim to the draft and we'll see if he actually resigned or what happened, and see if they drafted a quarterback. If not, we got to retire and go to that next team where Matt Corral went. And maybe he's just going to be getting like some cheap deals now. He's only at 80 normal. It's not like he was a superstar, 99 overall. He didn't really go up a lot. So if we look at roster, did we bring back Matt Corral or did we move on from Matt Corral? And it looks like the Panthers moved on from Matt Corral and signed Scott Waters. So, did anyone sign Matt Corral? That's the thing. Like, we have to go through every team. Why do they have so many quarterbacks on this team? We have to go through every team and see if anyone signed Matt Corral. And that's the team we got to go to, even if he's going to be the backup. Yeah, this is crazy. I wish you could just type players' names in and see where they went, but you can't. And I guess no one signed Matt Corral. That would be a bummer if no one signed him and he's just there for agency. Yeah. Kyler Murray. And, well, what is this? The Patriots have Kyler Murray and Mac Jones. That is crazy. No one signed Matt Corral. Did he retire? That would be a bummer, I guess. Matt Corral's on the Titans, actually. So we get to go play in the Titans. He's 30 years old for the Titans. 82 overall. They have a good running back. Two good running backs. We have some Jamison Williams, the 98 speed gangsta. And then the line isn't too bad. Their line is pretty solid. Was that a 97? Their line is superior. This team isn't bad. But Roquan Smith is here. Then they have Nakobe Dean. This team is nice. Asante Samuel. Yeah, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's sim with the Titans. We're a 91 overall team. We're a 91 overall with the Titans, and we can't make the playoffs. Maybe it's Matt Corral, man. Who knows? Let's look at the stats. We didn't make the playoffs, like I said. It's kind of a bummer. 35 touchdown passes, 3,961 passing yards, only 8 picks. The running back did his thing, Marcus Conley. And then Williams and Underwood had the same amount of yards, and Underwood had more touchdowns. He had 14. That's crazy. But we know Matt Corral was not in the MVP votes with that. Kind of sad. So honestly, let's go to the offseason and see where Matt Corral goes. If you're still here, leave a like, subscribe for new. Like, this video is hitting, like, we're recording, it's still at 50 minutes recording. It's crazy, man. So we're at 90 overall. What moves do the Titans make? We have to go one more week, actually. So let's go and see this one more week that the moves the Titans made. Did they bring Matt Corral back? Did they give him a 1-year deal? We should have looked and see what kind of deal it was. We didn't even bother to look at that. The Falcons are just winning Super Bowls, so Matt Corral was like, I need to get out of there. Myles Garrett's gone after 13 years. I was going to the Panthers again. We're the Titans. And honestly, they didn't make any moves, really. They released Harold Landry. And they signed some of these guys. They re-signed Asante Samuel. So it's not bad. They re-signed the running back Marcus Conley. So realistically, we should have checked his contract. So let's check his contract real quick. Matt Corral, while we're here. And I don't know how many years he got, so that's the thing. He's only at 80 overall still, and his contract was for 2 years. So he has 1 year left with the team. And he'll be 31 years old, and maybe this will be an 11. It's just devastating. Like, Matt Corral's just been average this whole entire career simulation. He got benched. He's not even a starter anymore. Matt Corral is no longer the starter for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, that's pretty sad, man. We're going to advance to the offseason, and then we'll go one more stage after the offseason to see who actually retired and who did what. That's crazy that he's not even the starter anymore. Like, Matt Corral, it looks like your time is up, buddy. It was fun knowing you. Maybe he retires here and says, I don't need any more money. I got, what, 30 million my whole career. I'm content with that. Let's look at the league transactions and see if Matt Corral retired. And it looks like he did not retire, unless he's not on the team. Like, Byron Murphy was a free agent. He retired. Derwin James retired. DJ Moore retired. I guess Matt Corral wants to go one more season, man. I don't see him here in retirement. And let's see where he ends up being after the Titans, man. All we can do is advance to next season, sim to the next season, see where Matt Corral heads up going, man. Playoffs, like, even him as a backup, we still don't make the playoffs. And honestly, it's just time for Matt Corral to hang it up. He got a 1-year deal to be a backup, and we just honestly have no idea what's going to happen. It would be a good time. We're in 2031 for him to retire. So we're going to advance to the next stage, and we will see if Matt Corral decided to hang it up or not. And if he didn't, I'll see I'm on my next team and we sim the season, man. But I think it's really time for him to hang it up. I mean, the Falcons are just Super Bowl champs in this video, man. Retired. Did Matt Corral retire? That's the question. Go to the Ravens. And Matt Corral still hasn't retired. But J.K. Dobbins and Daniel Carlson do. Made it to the end of the season, and we still haven't made the playoffs with the Ravens. I don't know, man. I think Matt Carroll's actually gone. I think he retired. Last time I checked, he re-signed with the Ravens for a 1-year deal. He was a 73 overall. And I think he hit like 34, 35 or something. So let's see if he actually retired from the league now. I would hope so, but he maybe just wants to play for the rest of his life. Who knows? So there he goes, man. Matt Corral has finally retired. Matt Corral is finally gone. He was in the league for 11 years, and he finished off as a 75 overall, 70 overall. So I wish you could look at their stats and their career, like, stuff at the end, but I don't think you can. Kind of sucks. But if you're new to the channel, guys, and y'all came this long, leave a like, subscribe for new, and I'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.